Hello, Heir of News here, and yes, welcome to Calidor 6, your home for all the news of everything High Elves. When I last left you all, I had kind of showed you what it was like to get started on an Imrik legendary campaign, and we had started capturing our way through the Dragon Isles, and I thought that, you know, here on this little broadcast, so to speak, no, I'm not going to keep going down that line, I was just being kind of stupid, I would show you how successful it has been and tell you a little bit about it, and we'll play a few turns and let you see what it's like further along in this legendary campaign. We haven't done a follow-up to these, at least yet, but the strategy worked. As you can see, it worked very well. Now, from where I left off with you all, I think we had just captured Shattered Stone Isle. We pushed over, we took Dreadrock and Shattered Stone Bay from the lizards, and then immediately ended up into a war with Gorst. This had a little bit of back and forth because Gorst had come across Pig Barter and over into Ruins End, and I really thought he was going to come hit my home territory, but he didn't. And I was able to kill multiple Gorst armies over here. Like, how did these? Oh, it's a trade caravan. I was like, how did these guys get behind me? At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a convoy. So in any case, it was a mess. It was a long mess. We beat our way through Gorst, and as soon as I had killed Gorst, I was thinking we would end up in a fight with the Chaos Dwarves here, but they had been killed by Grimgor. And no sooner than I had killed Gorst, Grimgor declares war on me, and Grimgor owned, like, all of this. He took all of my home provinces. He owned everything you see up through here, like everything. And I had to kill all of it. Grimgor was strength rank #1 when the war started, and he is now completely eradicated, which is the way I prefer my greenskins, at least in this campaign. And he had many Wa armies, and it was quite a fun mess. I was a little bit worried about fighting greenskin armies with the slight bit of spear and then archer cheese, but it worked pretty good, as long as you mixed in a few dragons. So as we were able to get the dragons and afford them, I would challenge the dragon, defeat the dragon, and then I recruited them into my different armies so that every army is going to have some dragons. We only have one. Elethanar, by the way, was defeated, so I pulled him in with my Legendary Lord, defeated Legendary Lord mod. I'm hoping to kill Kolek up here, though this could get a little bit hairy. But in any case, I have 4 armies right now that I'm operating. I have another one, actually, that we just started recruiting. So I'm going to get into my 5th army. We've got plenty of money. We've got plenty of territory. At the moment, my biggest war is going to be with the Skaven here on my western flank. Cathay had actually started to get defeated by the Blessed Dread and Clan Eshin, and I was able to kind of come over here and lend a hand in a couple of battles, and then Cathay just came barreling back. But they had breaches in the wall. It was a mess. But they ended up pulling it out and doing well. So Cathay became a great ally and trade partner. Trying to think if there's any other major things. I did confederate with Calidor, but when I confederated, immediately there was what's his name here? The Dread Fleet. I don't, Count Noctilus. Count Noctilus was sitting right here, and as soon as I took over Val's Anvil, Count Noctilus just attacked and killed it, but not before I could get a trade agreement with all the High Elves of Ulthuan, which is what I really needed anyway, so I wasn't able to hold on to Val's Anvil back there, unfortunately. But in the meantime, I'm trying to beat the dwarves to some of these settlements, because I want to take control of not necessarily these ones, but I want to step into the next province. I'll let the dwarves have this province clear. So, like, for instance, I will probably go down here and kill Tretch's army here. No, this isn't Tretch. Well, maybe it is. I don't think it is. We did find him. Look at him hiding in a hole under the ground. Isn't that the perfect place for Tretch? And let's go into the battle map and kill him. Told you all that I hate Skaven with like a flaming passion. I mean, they're so annoying. Look at this. Howling Warp Gale. They'll have Warp Lightning, and they'll use each one no less than like 16 times. And then who knows how many summons we're going to have to deal with. By the way, the Skaven have reinforcements coming within 2 minutes. I'm going to try and move over there and pin it into the corner. They do have a lot of long-range artillery, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Well, at least they're starting to get their summons over with right now, versus doing it right on top of my archers. I love how their lord just skitter fled immediately. How did he manage to not get hurt here either?
The glory of Imrik.
Oh, come on now. We got Howling Warp Gale again. Even though he just cast it. Like, I mean, you and I both know that there's no way the spell had a chance to cool down by then, but Skaven gonna be Skaven, and that's what we're dealing with here.
Slay them.
There's gonna be an endless reserve of magic too, and there is a lot of magic for me, so if they get the same thing, one can imagine. I'm gonna take some of these dragons over here.
Dragon Prince.
He routed. In fact, I'm just gonna take the eagle. We'll escort this loser from the battlefield. Stupid summons. I hate summons. Let's get rid of the summons real quick. But I mean, again, at least we're gonna get all this over with. Still over a minute before they get here, so we're gonna go pin them up on the edge of the map. That way their long-range artillery will basically be negated. There we go. We're gonna keep knocking these summons out. Hopefully they'll get those over with. All right, here comes the first army. It is just coming into view, and that is the one that contains Mr. Craven Tail. If that is his real name, I guess we'll have to take that at face value. All right, so I do want to come and kind of mess with the Skaven. Oh, there's another summon, of course. Of course.
The Phoenix rises. I will claim.
All right, so we're gonna deal with that summon. How long till this one? 14 seconds. I'd love to time a giant burning, piercing bolts of burning. 7, 6, 5. All right, here it comes. Let's go ahead and fire that up. There's gonna be a ton of Skaven headed our direction. All right, the piercing bolts is going off rather nicely. Didn't do as much damage as I would have liked. Let's put a burning head back there as well. Getting hit by a little bit of skirmish fire. I'm gonna back up our archers just a little bit here so they have room to fire. Mr. Craven Tail is there. How do these warp lightning cannons not get killed here? I'm a little bit flabbergasted. Maybe a flame storm will do the job better. Oh, there's so many troops coming on. Yeah, let's fire up a flame storm here. Burn them good. Burn those filth rats. I'm gonna do some breath attacks here. We got tons of breath attacks. Come on, kill them. Put some fire down there. Okay, let's see how we're doing. None of our heroes are in bad shape. One of my heroes is across the map. Got a storm vermin. Tretch just cheater skittered behind my line here. Let's go take care of him. Okay, now they've got the stinking warp lightning cannons firing at me, so I've had enough of that. See if we can put an end to some of those. I'm gonna do some more flame magic back there. There's still a flame storm flying around, which is really great. All right, let's go get rid of Tretch over here. We have clan rats all over us right here. I'm gonna try and scooch back just a little bit more. This is a huge number of Skaven. Somehow their artillery, I guess, just came onto the battlefield. I'm gonna go back here and destroy it. We just made Tretch flee. We have 1,000 weapon damage on Imrik right now, so even with Tretch being an anti-large character, it's going to do him very little good. They got a Doom Wheel behind me now, too. Kill Tretch, please. And then can you all come back here and kill the Doom Wheel for me? That would be great. I'm gonna get on top of this artillery here. These guys are like bunched up on the line. It's preventing me from... Oh, there's the warp lightning, of course. Alright, we got rid of Tretch for now. I see a juicy spot here for some magic. and dragon breath attacks if we can get them to target properly. All right, we did tremendous damage. I don't think the storm vermin are immune to psych. Could be wrong. Give him a little bit of an attack, please, gents. One more plague claw catapult. We got howling warp galed. Of course, there is no end to Skaven shenanigans. All right, you come over here and help me with that. We'll come get that, and then let's dive bomb. Somehow Tretch is still alive. Let's give him some Sun Dragon. We'll befriend him with the Sun Dragon here. I think we're about to send him skitterflaying permanently. The Skaven are a pain in the butt to fight. I mean, they are just a pain in the butt. But we got the job done. We got the job done. Basically, you just bully the enemies with your dragons and then finish it up with your archers. The Skaven are one of the factions that it just doesn't work that great against because they have so much range, and magic like the Howling Warp Gale and other garbage just makes it really insane. All right, there we go. Let's see. We only get an extra 100 treasury for that. I guess maybe because it was just a single guy and then they had reinforcements. I'm going to go ahead and just wipe out these losers. There's a Skaven Plague present. Don't believe that we have it yet. How do they have anybody left? Like, I just killed this whole garrison. I guess they ran off. Or something stupid. I'm gonna go ahead and siege this for a second.
Let us wake the dragons.
We'll just basically force these guys to take attrition, and then we'll take care of them the way we need to. I could back up and do some replenishment and just let the dwarves come get it, but it'll be okay. I have another army that was headed through the mountains to Nagashir here, and we took it, which is great, but there's a lot of work to be done. We need to get rid of a lot of the Skaven corruption. We're going to need to put defenses in here because we are not going to be able to easily come back. I don't really want to build this Great Halls because it just spreads vampiric corruption, and I mean, these other benefits... It says double XP when fighting Counts, Coast, and Tomb Kings. Meh. And then immune to vampiric attrition. Meh. So again, this is real expensive for a big nuisance that's going to fill your land with vampiric corruption and then not really be worth all that much. In my opinion, it's a rather strange offering, which I just don't see that it makes any sense to us. We do have a rebellion back here, but this rebellion will fail in the face of our garrison here, so unconcerned about that. In the meantime, I have more action going on up here in the north. I've got this new army that's supposed to be training it. That one's going through the global recruitment. We're going to need to get some stuff via local recruitment as well. We're going to put some good units into this army. I'm going to need a mage here, but I'm trying to... Yeah, okay, we can recruit a mage. I like life mages pretty much all the time just for buffing. And I am going to get this administrator one because if we do end up in a province like this one that has the unsuitable climates, that we can have that mage present. I've been using my influence in order to make sure that we kind of have an order tide. So I've been creating really good relationships between myself, the dwarves, Kislev, Carl, all the major powers, and we do have a pretty massive order tide basically taking place. Kolek is in a force march right here. I feel like we can smash him and then back up.
They are unworthy.
Yeah, let's do that. We're going to be defeated by Kolek? Come again? Like how? I'm going to be defeated by this how? Yeah, I don't think so. Let's fight this one. Okay, it's been a long time coming. Kolek was forced to march across the map as I pummeled him with Dragon's Breath because I do get 7 uses on each Dragon Breath, which is obviously quite substantial. I've now got his army headed towards me. I've got multiple layers of defense, multiple layers of archers. That's gonna suck. I'm gonna try and dodge that a little bit. Kolek does have some of his little bound abilities that we're gonna obviously want to minimize the effect of if possible. Alright, our dragons. Let's put one on each flank. I'm going to kind of move my characters out of the way to make sure. I was going to put one on each flank. Okay, we've got all kinds of people firing here. We want to target Kolek with their sisters. He's probably going to possess significant missile resistance. That would be what I expect from Kolek. But Sisters of Avalorn are Sisters of Avalorn. So I'm going to hit him with everything we got. And that will be a substantial beating. And then I have a braced Keeper of the Flame waiting on him. What I'm most worried about is his Chain Lightning ability. I would love to kill him before he triggers it, if at all possible. I'm gonna do a little bit of goon squatting over here. Alright, Kolek is almost dead. I think he has to be in melee to charge that. Yeah. Alright, well, Kolek's dead.
White lions, death to all.
I'm gonna get down here into melee, do a little bit of fighting. I have a Chain Lightning in my own, but I'm somewhat remiss to use that. I do have this fiery Convocation, though, that I can drop on here from my Handmaiden. We're getting a little bit busted up over here. I'm gonna need some reinforcements. I'm gonna bring the Storm Riders over here because they are a partial spear unit. Back the Talons of Torquelada up a little bit. Send some help over here in the form of my Handmaiden to get this hero who is kind of bouncing around. I'm gonna go over here. These Dragon Ogres are trying to just bully their way through my lines. Through multiple spear units. This Handmaiden is very powerful. Doesn't possess a lot of armor piercing, but is a very powerful unit. I'm gonna try and pull these guys back further, and let's send Rhaegar's Pride up here. I know I had more Dragon Breaths, but we honestly don't need them. This army is difficult. I mean, it's well equipped. It's a very potent army. It's another hero trying to push through our main lines here. Let's go head him off. And now there's just Harry the Hammer here. And let's go ahead and dogpile on Harry the Hammer. I'm going to use my Maiden to kind of chase this chariot up out of here. Might take a little bit of friendly fire, unfortunately. Let's do a little bit of bow fire here. Is she going to actually shoot? I'm gonna see what this missile. She is just not cooperating here. Hit him. There we go. That may have been meant for multiple entities. I'm not really sure. Alright, Harry is the only one left, and he is quite literally pinned against the line over here. We'll send the Pure Main Company in after him as well and just try and make life far worse for him. But we're probably already struggling to land hits on him because he's up against the line. This kind of thing happens because the AI just kind of gets bowled around rather than hit because they have tremendous melee defense cheats. So they kind of just get bowled around, kind of like this right here. Plus, this is also a contact issue. But in any case, I'm going to fast forward through the rest of this, and I will see you all back on the campaign map. Said this would not be a victory. It was a rather easy victory, and I'm not particularly shocked. It's kind of what I expected, but yeah, I'll see you back on the map. Yeah, the Silverin Guard do a really amazing job, just kind of holding the line, even if they don't get a ton of kills. In this case, we had the Keepers of the Flame, who will get plenty of kills, but our dragons here are able to just cause tremendous damage, and not very surprising. Look at how well the Handmaiden did here too. Did a really fantastic job there. Let's go ahead and replenish the troops. I'm going to fall back into friendly territory as we crush that army. Yeah, I'll be able to get back into friendly territory here and start replenishing. So we'll get the replenishment done. They do have another army back there, but this is just more or less me keeping them weak. But yeah, you can see we totally have this campaign managed. There's really nothing that should stop us at this point from being successful. So that's, exciting to be able to see. I'm going to actually go ahead and move this army. Look at this army. I've got some Terracotta Sentinels in here with Lamro, the Frozen Breath, and Chocolat, the Calamity. So this has been a fun army. And then, yeah, again, Alethanar is working for me. I was going to replenish the troops there. We got a lot of skill points to take care of here. And some of these we're starting to run out of places to put them, but that is a good problem to have. I'm going to drop that one into Mentor. I like using Mentor where I can, because it's going to help spread those points and level up our newer lords faster to kind of get them up to snuff. So you definitely want to try and make use of Mentor where you get the opportunity. Our Handmaiden, we're still not able to pick one of these lines yet, but we will get there. And let's go ahead and... It's hard to hit, and then Alethanar. Yeah, let's drop a movable force in on here. And then... got his noble. I've been making sure to put nobles in each army. Nobles are incredibly useful. You can switch back and forth between the eagle or the chariot, depending on what kind of, damage you need. If you're looking for anti-infantry, stick with the chariot. If you're looking for a flying goon, then go with the great eagle. But the nobles have been very powerful, and then you get a lot of them when you're playing as Imrik. So they tend to be very helpful, and I would recommend putting them in every army. I do need a mage, I think, still in Alethanar's army. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. I was working on it. But yeah, we still need a mage in his army. I think I can hire them up here, but I'm also going to need one with my new army. Yeah, we're going to need a mage in this army as well. And I think we just recruited, yeah, we just recruited one. Let me see if I can recruit another. Recruit hero, mage. Yeah, no, we have to get... I have to build another building to be able to get it. But yeah, I'm lacking a mage in his army, and I needed to head over here to Yeti Peak because we had a rebellion that caused us to lose a settlement behind our lines. So I'm going to try and make for that settlement and see if we can put things back in order here. Let's build more defenses, take advantage of that trade. I am, and some people so I did not keep an administrator in the Dragon Isles the entire time, so I'm still building the Dragon Isles, but you also don't have to, you know what I mean? It's kind of up to you what you want to keep in different places. So in the Dragon Isles, I am slowly building it, and it is expensive, but at this point, expensive doesn't really matter, I think is the good thing. So it isn't a big deal. If I build this, I can get more mages, I believe, so I'm going to work on that, and then in the turn here, I believe we can also get ourselves a Lore Master of Hoeth. That might be a fun addition to Alethanar's army. So I don't think I have any Lore Masters, but yeah, it's been a fun campaign. Honestly, for a legendary campaign, it was cheesy at first, we had to do a whole lot of cheesing. But then as soon as we started fighting Gorse, I could be less cheesy if I wanted to. We started getting into some money, and it started to become a more normal campaign. It started to become fun. So honestly, by way of legendary campaigns, this one's fairly enjoyable once you kind of get yourself past those kind of grindy first turns. I thought this one was actually pretty fun, and I'm having a good time with it. In fact, to the point where I want to finish it. How did I get a convoy arrived? Okay, I think it was the convoy that the Chaos Dwarves sent. It's not something I chose to have them send to me. All right, there we go. So we've got this army settled. We're doing that global recruiting that needs to be done. I'm gonna head into an ambush stance here and kind of just wait, see if we can get the enemy to step across us. So I'm kind of just holding Kolek at the moment. We had this siege going on down here. We've got Karak Kadrin. They're nearby, but they're not quite here to help us. I don't want to lose units, even though I need to upgrade some units in his army. I don't really feel like losing units right now, so I'm just going to continue that siege and see if Ungrim will join in with me here in a moment. And then I would really want to bounce down here and capture some more of this Skaven territory. And we were doing a little bit of replenishment, but I can go ahead and push here towards the Desolation and Nagash. And I do want to build this building for research sake. Speaking of research, it was hard to get it all in the order that I wanted to, but anytime I get a chance, I switch and I do stuff that's going to take care of tariffs. So anything that's going to increase the trade tariffs, or tradable resources, you do it. And that's part of the reason why I'm making so much money. If you look there, I'm making 12,000 per turn just for trade. So it's a tremendous amount. And then upgrade your characters that allow you to get extra trade. Basically anything you can do to boost trade, I recommend that you do it to boost trade. I find that it's, pays huge dividends over the long run. The campaign. So Lethanar is headed over towards Yeti Peak. It's still just a small rebellion there. So fortunately for me, they didn't actually put together anything intelligent and start pushing against my land. So we'll retake Yeti Peak, kind of calm that province down a little bit. Whenever I capture a full province, by the way, I enact the edict that gives me higher trade tariffs as well. So I'm just constantly working on multiplying that trade. And then eventually, once I get a long ways down the character development trees where you're adding the skill points, I go to the skill point that is the quartermaster. And that allows me to cut a whole bunch of the cost of my army upkeep. There's also research that will cut army upkeep cost. So you can reduce your upkeep cost a lot as you, again, get a little further into the campaign. And it will allow you to field more troops and, again, just become more and more deadly all the time, which is what we're looking for. So Yeti Peak has been retaken for... I've been using a lot of these buildings, this entertainment chain, because of the control that it adds. And I've been using those so that I can quickly move on from having captured a new province. It basically allows me to just help stabilize it quickly. It doesn't leave very good defenses in place, but I'm not really in a position where I'm ending up with a lot of people behind me. So it ends up, again, not really being a big deal that we haven't left a ton of defenses in place. I'm going to leave that army there. Might move it just a little bit just to get that to go away.
Led by the winds.
All right, there we go. Lord not moved.
Command.
I'm going to go ahead and finish the last little bit of replenishment that we need to do in that army. Then we have our siege still going over here. We're now down to low casualties. It still wants to kill one of our archers, but we could probably replace that archer pretty easily. Actually don't have a global recruitment slot open right now. I was trying to click that there, and then it actually clicked the taskbar and is trying to open Minecraft while I'm trying to play my game. Give me just a second to cancel. All right, you gotta love Windows there. A little bit of a weird glitch, but okay, we've taken that settlement. I'll probably turn around and give it to Ungrim, but I want to see if we can... Oh, good. It did have some recruiting here. I'm going to use it, or at least for this one turn, to recruit something that I need. I say that one turn. Man, this would be a cool place to get some Sisters of Avalorn. But this isn't really where I want to stay for now, to be honest. I want to come down here to Spite Peak. But I just need to re-recruit a one-turn deal here, so I'll grab like a Lothern Sea Guard, throw that in there. Because again, just one turn, and I'm going to try and bounce on. But anyway, hopefully you all enjoyed this. Again, just a little bit of a revisit to what we had started. It's going extremely well. We're going to be able to find a lot of success. Hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you soon with some more action in Total War Warhammer 3 soon.